Hello, Magi here, and welcome back to another episode of Top 10 Lists. In life, you're inevitably going to get hurt. Maybe you're practicing riding a bicycle for the first time and you start falling. You could be doing parkour and didn't land properly. Or you could have nailed your tongue to the ceiling, so it could become a bloody fly trap. You know, the usual stuff. And when you're inflicted by pain, there are two ways you can approach it. You react to the injury and try to heal from it, or you're of the latter and you simply don't acknowledge it, even when we both know that shit fucking hurts. So without further ado, let's begin the top 10 Doesn't That Hurt Touhou pictures. Number 10. In my family, we used to use incense to pray for our ancestor or something like that when I was younger. The smell was very strong, but I did like it. And in Ginsokyo, with the multitude of religions it has, seeing them wouldn't to be out of the ordinary. The issue will be how they're being used exactly. Back in my day, all we had to do was light up a few sticks and put them on our altar. None of this old yokai shenanigans and all that. I can't imagine this is what Kokoro was picturing in her head when she gained a body. That shit is going to get real hot under there. Funny enough, the text says Kokoro incense, which is quite appropriate. Number 9. Sometimes when you're with your significant other, you may try to express your affection to them. It can come in the form of touching, making food for them, giving them donations if you're a certain shrine maiden. Whatever you do for them, just make sure that the other is willing to accept it, or you're going to have a bad time. While I can appreciate that you tried to show your feelings for Moku, maybe you should have asked her if she wanted to kiss. You may be an immortal, but that shit is going to hurt. A lot. Considering your face has morphed badly. Number 8. I have a question for you. Can you kill a ghost? We know that ghosts are the spirits of dead people. So is it possible to kill them again? I only ask because this next picture makes me ask a lot of questions. Why Yomu was cutting Yuriko like that, I don't know. Let's just assume she was being a dick to Yomu. From the looks of it, Yuriko seems fine-ish. I mean, she has a question mark above her head, and she's still smiling, so it can't be too serious. Except you're being cut in half! That's at the very least gotta hurt, right? Like, really, who the fuck gets away with being cut up like that and thinks, oh, just a small cut, that's all. Man, if I was in Yuriko's position, I would freak the fuck out. Number 7. When it comes to owning a home, there may come a time where your house might need some repairs. You might call a handyman and get them to check it out and fix it. Or if you're resourceful and know what you're doing, you could fix it yourself, which could save you lots of money. But sometimes when you're repairing stuff, things don't always go your way as shown here. Ah, master, I am done with the window shutter. Thanks for your trouble. Please help me, master! She didn't learn anything, did she? Oh boy. I don't know if anyone can ever say they somehow got their ear stuck while repairing their home. If they did, I have a lot of questions to ask at that point. Needless to say, if you're a rabbit, this is gonna suck a big bunch. The worst part is what Aaron said at the end, meaning that the second picture showcases that Raisin is pinning her ear to the wall a second time. Not so smart there, but to be fair, this whole list contains that, so I'm not surprised. Number 6. When you're the final boss in the Touhou series, we can expect two things. You're either A, gonna be tough as shit, or B, you have some quirky ass ability that's gonna annoy us. But the general consensus is that you're usually the toughest, till the extra stage boss, that is anyway. Regardless, it's really hard to look and feel intimidating when this happens to you. Kinda hard to pull that off when your sister and Bloody Maid are chomping down on your bloody head. Literally. The elegant maid is not so elegant at this moment. Can't say I've ever faced a final boss like that before, that's for sure. Number 5. With the wide and diverse types of food out there, I'm sure many of us will have a different preference when it comes to food. Some may prefer a more vegetarian meal, while others might prefer a more meaty dish. Whatever the case may be, I'm sure your choices of food would be much, much better than this person. Satori? I don't know if you realize it, but you're kinda eating yourself there. I'm pretty sure that's fucking cannibalism. Like, how bored does one need to be before you start eating yourself? She looks rather calm about it, so it doesn't appear that she's hungry. If you're that fucking bored, Satori, I can always take you to Costco so you can get some hot dogs and poutine. It's gotta be a better option than your third eye. I'd hope anyway. Number 4. I'm going to do something different and read you out a poem, as that would best describe my feelings for the next picture. Roses are red. Violets are blue. That's a bloody thorn. You dumb fuck. Needless to say, you could understand my choices of words. You ever get that feeling where you wanted to try something new, and instead of the usual traveling or doing some new activity, you felt like wrapping your hands and neck with some bloody ass thorns? That's a bit of blood there. It appears that it's a family tradition for the Magi sisters to do some rather dumb shit, from cannibalism to wrapping thorns on your neck. Clearly that won't have any major consequences to your body, obviously. Number 3. Have you guys ever heard of Pocky? For those not aware of it, it's a long, thin, chocolate-covered cookie. You might have seen it in your grocery store, as that's where I noticed them. It's very popular in Japan, and it wouldn't be a shocker if you've seen them featured in some artwork or anime before. Touhou is no exception, as I've seen some pictures before. Now this next person showcases someone who thoroughly enjoys them. Now if you love Pocky, by all means, eat to your heart's content. The only thing I ask, is the food really worth it when the bloody shit is poking out of your fucking head? Like, I love poutine and all that, but I might just give it up if it starts poking the shit out of my head. But hey, it might be a vampire thing and this is just normal. Or Remelia is fucking nuts, whichever you prefer. Number 2. If you guys have ever gone out bowling, you know how fun it can be, messing around with your friends, knocking down some pins and having a great time. And some of them even have kitchens, so you can order some food. The thing is, not everybody is good at it and may even be a beginner, which is understandable. The issue is if you're new to said activity, it doesn't hurt to ask someone to teach you how to correctly do it. Or else, this could be you. Now the likelihood of you actually doing this is probably 0%, but just bear with me. Now I've been to bowling alleys many times and never once had I needed to use my head before. That could be rather due to the fact that I can't detach my head like Sekibunki, but even if I could, after seeing this, I'd rather not. Notice Sekibunki's fingers, they're super jammed up her nose. Just the thought of that happening to my nose gives me the shivers. Unless you're Sekibunki, you don't have to worry about this. And if you are Sekibunki, chill the fuck out, girl. Number 1. Now in life, you may experience a period where you're feeling down. And during those times, you may have a friend or family there to support you. Now their support is no doubt awesome. But sometimes they don't mean what they say, and it could really backfire. Let me show you. I know you can do it. I believe in you. Give up, give up. Count on good old Seija to be bullshitting you. Before we continue on, I gotta make note of this. Holy fuck, that looks painful. I don't know why, but out of everything we've seen today, this seems to be the worst for me. As torturous as that may appear, there's a lesson that can be learned from this. While helping out someone is a good thing, make sure to do so honestly and not like Seija, or else you might get poked in the eye with a needle, and that would suck a lot. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Which pictures were your favorite? Would you like to try to cut a ghost in half? Do you think the Komeiji sisters need help? Or would you bowl similar to Sekibunki? Like always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and subscribe. Or else I might become a Satori and start eating a part of myself, because I'm bloody bored. Either way, this is Magi and thanks again for watching.